Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
We begin tonight with a developing story. A man was hit by a train in South Fargo. Police responded to the accident near 1st Avenue South and 16th Street around 7:40 this evening. The train was headed eastbound at the time the pedestrian was hit. Now, BNSF called Red River Dispatch saying the man who was hit was alive. BNSF officials tell Valley News Live a short time ago the man was laying down on the train tracks when he was hit. He was taken to a Fargo hospital to be treated for his injuries. Big progress was made today on the I-94 interchange reconstruction project in Moorhead. The north side of Highway 75, or 8th Street South, is now open. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons explains.
After what many are calling a construction eternity, some promising progress has been made with the Moorhead I-94 interchange as lanes heading northbound are opened.
After a long summer of congestion and delays, I think it's maybe the start of the light at the end of the tunnel for people, for drivers in Moorhead.
If you're a driver heading north, you will start on the right side of the road down by 30th Avenue South. Then when approaching the I-94 ramp, you will cross over to the left side of the road. Once you're over the bridge, you will switch back to the right side.
It allows vehicles to make a free right and a free left, both, because of the switchover.
Morkey says constructing a diverging diamond interchange helps make the interchange efficient in the area and give drivers more time to make through movements. The road signals will be up and running before the other side opens, so drive cautiously. More changes are on the way, with the south side of 8th Street reopening mid-next week. But even then, the orange cones at the end of this street will not disappear quite yet.
The southwest and the northwest ramps, those will open sometime in mid-September.
In Moorhead, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
The opening of northbound lanes will help those commuting tomorrow morning by elevating congestion in the area, especially on 20th Street in Moorhead. A recently created website is celebrating the lives of lost loved ones with a mission to humanize the opioid crisis. Moorhead mom Janine Guffey lost her son Josh 3 years ago when he died from a heroin overdose. She added his story and picture to the website in hopes that the stories and faces will help change laws and policies and get more support services.
Bringing it out into the light and shedding some reality on it helps humanize the whole situation for everyone, because I don't honestly believe that there's people that aren't touched by it.
If you or someone you know wants to add a loved one to the site, we have a link at valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. Beware of storm chasers or storm scammers if you're considering having roof damage fixed following the hailstorm this past weekend. State Farm says siding and roofing companies from out of our area will come to town over the next week and go door to door offering to fix your storm damage. According to the insurance company, the chasers will pressure you to sign a contract as soon as possible, book an appointment, and make a down payment. If you're thinking about having storm damage repairs, State Farm recommends using a locally based company and doing your research before signing anything. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Police at the University of North Dakota have identified a man who was found dead at a hotel last Friday. Police say 26-year-old Zachary Stevens was found unresponsive at the Hilton Garden Inn around 8:20 the morning of August 26th. Officers attempted life-saving measures until the ambulance arrived. Stevens was later pronounced dead at All True Hospital. He is from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and UND police say Stevens did not have any affiliation with the university. He had been staying at the Hilton Garden Inn. Police have not released details yet on how he died. After EpiPen prices began soaring sky high, many are calling for laws to deal with the rising cost of medications. Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison is working on that issue. The Democrat wants to make sure prescriptions stay affordable for patients, especially seniors.
And we have no problem with you making a profit, but when you are going to gouge people least able to pay, then we are going to step up and assert the public interest, and that's what we're doing here today.
Representative Ellison wants to allow people to buy less expensive drugs from other countries, but he wants to make sure the safety standards are in place. Workers rallied to demand the Minneapolis City Council drop its appeal and put a $15 minimum wage question on the November ballot. A Hennepin County judge ruled last week that the measure should go to a citywide vote after nearly 20,000 people signed a petition earlier this year. The city of Minneapolis appealed the ruling. Dozens of people with the groups 15 Now, Minnesota, and Neighborhoods Organizing for Change rallied outside of Minneapolis City Hall.
This is an appeal against the people of Minneapolis. The city is suing its citizens to keep them in poverty. Yes. I said the city is suing its citizens to keep them in poverty. And if you're not pissed off, if you're not mad, I say you get mad right now.
Minneapolis election officials said the latest they can wait is this Friday because they need to get ballots ready for absentee voting, which begins September 23rd. A UND geographer has built a new contraption that puts the wow back in geography. It's called an augmented reality sandbox. It's a tool that could one day play a large role in all kinds of landscaping projects. For instance, a topographical map of the Fargo-Moorhead area could be put into a computer, and software in this device shows how different diversion designs would affect the flow of water. You can even simulate rain by placing your hand over a specific area to see how the water would drain. A SpaceX rocket exploded today on its launch pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida. NASA says SpaceX was conducting a test firing of an unmanned rocket when the explosion happened. This video from USLaunchReport.com shows the actual explosion with flames and black smoke billowing into the air, followed by a thunderous roar. A second explosion occurred about 20 minutes later. The test, considered routine, was in advance of a planned Saturday launch. No one was injured in that explosion.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
So we had some storms during the weekend and to start the week, but we've seen a couple of beautiful days out there, including today, and we've got one more on the way.
Excellent.
Yeah,
good to hear that.
But after that,
no.
and to round out the Labor Day weekend, there is a change out there.
Okay.
So let's talk about the good news first. For today, we got mainly sunny skies out there. We were a little bit breezy to windy at times with that wind from the south, but that along with the sunshine did allow us to get pretty warm for this time of year. Highs getting into the lower 80s. Fargo, Grand Forks, Devil's Lake. Valley City at 81, Jamestown 84, and into Minnesota mainly into the mid to upper 70s, including a high of Detroit Lakes at 75 and Fergus Falls at 77. Current temperatures, we kept the warm air from the south, so we are pretty warm for this time of night. 71 right now at Fargo, upper 60s, Valley City, Jamestown near 70, Devil's Lake, and the cooler spots into Lakes Country where most of us are into the mid 60s right now with some lower 60s into Northland, Minnesota. Now, right now, high pressure is exiting our forecast area. We're still seeing clear skies because of it and that nice southerly flow. You have to make your way out toward Minnesota, Wyoming before you start to run into some rain. And we're tracking this cold front that will make its way through as we go through the overnight Saturday into Sunday. So here is Hurricane Hermine. It is now making landfall in the coastal suburbs of Tallahassee right now, 80 miles per hour. So it has risen since we last spoke, and it is still moving off to the northwest at about 14 miles per hour. We have hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings, tornado warnings, and we are expecting a lot of rain from this over the next couple of days as it makes its way through the southern United States. For us, as we go through the overnight period, temperatures falling to near 60, still above normal for this time of year for lows. Then plenty of sunshine out there for the day tomorrow as temperatures do stay into the upper 70s and lower 80s. So as we take a look at our winds for tomorrow, we still have a wind advisory in effect, Jamestown, Ellendale, Aberdeen, and points off to the south and to the west until tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And we'll see if they do expand these advisories into the Fargo area as we go through the overnight and through the day tomorrow. So in the Fargo area, planning your day into the lower 60s to start. Mainly sunny as we go throughout the day, 77 by noon. And as we go through later on to the day, 84 your high temperature. It will be windy and warm with mainly sunny skies. Elsewhere across the Southern Valley into the low to mid 80s. Everybody sees mainly sunny skies. It is windy and warm. Temperatures getting into the upper 70s and lower 80s out toward Lakes Country, out toward Northland, Minnesota, upper 70s and lower 80s, mostly sunny, breezy and warm. We're going to keep windy conditions as we go toward the Northern Valley, most of us into the mid 80s. And then for the day on Saturday, we spend most of the day relatively dry, a chance of some showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the day. And then we have a better chance of some showers and storms as we work our way through the overnight Saturday into the day on Sunday. And some of them could contain heavy rain. High temperature of 84 tomorrow in Fargo, elsewhere into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Here's your photo of the day. It's called 1 a.m. sunset, the Kenai River in Alaska. Thank you, Adam Johnson, for this one. And we'll use it in the background of the 7-day forecast. And for the day on Saturday, we have a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, a high of 82 degrees. Sunday, a better chance of some showers and storms, 75. Lower 70s Monday and Tuesday. We keep a chance of some showers and storms, mid 70s. Wednesday and Thursday.
So the weekend could prove to be a little rough on area lakes, possibly.
Yeah, especially toward the end of the weekend, where we could pick up some heavy rain, 2 to 3 inches in some areas.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
It's not something you'll want to keep in your cupboard. Some snacks from Little Bites are being recalled. What some people have found after biting into them. Coming up a little later on Valley News Live 10 at 10. But first, some dentists are making sure you and their staff are protected from potentially harmful fillings.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.